This week we got part 2 of our comparison slash overview of, we got a Millennium lock-on and we got a Lone Wolf climber. We're going to compare them all and we're going to pick a favorite at the end of it. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you got your food plots in, because we're getting good rain about now, good moisture, and I got a good helper who's still stealing pears. Here's Grant with our review. Alright, before we move on to the lock-on, let me ask you this. How comfortable was that up there? Can you sit for 3-4 hours all day with that? Because I was a little skeptical, but I hadn't been in one.
Well, I'm kind of a, with me in particular, I'm kind of an outlier. When I'm hunting during the rut, I usually stand the whole time,
okay,
especially bow hunting. So they say you can buy knee pads. I probably should have showed this, but you can look up videos on saddle hunting. This is not what it's about, but you can buy knee pads to sit in that saddle, and you can rest your knees against the tree to get a little relief. But as far as comfortability goes, I mean, it just kind of just feels like you're just hanging. Not really.
Kind of like a hammock, maybe?
Kind of, sort of. If you were hanging 20 feet from a hammock.
If your hammock was a diaper?
If your hammock was a diaper.
Okay, then I've got that.
$800 underwear.
800. Now, that's the other thing I was going to ask.
We'll get back to that.
Let's get to it now. How much did that run? How much? If I bought one, if I went right now and wanted to buy the rig you got, what would it run me?
Sticks and all?
Yep.
Probably $1,000.
$1,000.
Easily.
I know I'm stuck in. Good.
Yeah, you're stuck in 90s and 80s.
I may be stuck in the 70s. My God, on the price point. Now, I like it. I thought it was cool. I know we're in an inflation era, but good Lord. Okay, so $1,000 for that rig. Cheap A Cartel, that kind of puts me off, but to each his own.
If this is your only setup, though,
that's
if you
true.
don't have to have 15 lock-ons, it might be cheaper. Or if you don't have to have 15 different stands. Yeah, I guess it just depends on the individual, but
good point.
The sticks, 180. This, mine I pieced together, bought some stuff used, but sticks 180, platform 200, saddle 200, ropes 160. The little special, we didn't know the name of them, but these pieces right here, I mean, $60 a piece. I have 2 of them on my actual rope that I'm supposed to use for the tether.
The thing you left at home?
The thing I left at home.
Yeah, okay, well.
Going way too smoothly.
Make sure we know who left it at home.
That simulates a hunt, though, because how many times do you get that? Left my dadgum orange vest at the house.
Absolutely.
It happens. All right, so we're going to do the lock-on.
Let's do the lock-on. All right, lock-on.
So
you've walked in with it on your back. You're still using the lineman strap.
Using the sticks.
These are the same sticks, so I could interchange the sticks if I needed to.
This is just a mobile setup. So
okay.
We would take this. Just imagine this is your safety harness, like a standard safety harness you wear in lock-on. You wear the lineman's belt, same principle. Step up. Now, with the Millenniums, they have this. This is the belt the stand will go into. I'm probably going to tighten this up.
Alright, what are you hooking on the tree there?
This is the mounting bracket for the lock-on. So you would carry this up, and once you get it set to where you want it, you just standard ratchet down.
Ratchet strap on the back.
So you don't do it too tight because you got to get this lock-on in that groove. You then take this lock-on off, which is extremely light if you've never held one of these. I
was very impressed by it. Let me say this. I'm used to a lock-on weighing 45 pounds, having 4 or 5 sticks. This, a whole lot better now than it was than like my old-time equipment. Back to the review.
This one might be 5 pounds, maybe. I doubt it's that. I mean, you can hold it after, or maybe we can weigh it. So the reason you don't want to do it too tight. So it sits in there. Lock-on's in. You ratchet it the rest of the way you want to.
Okay, there's no bottom strap for the lock-on.
That's it. That's the only one that's in.
All right.
So, ideally, like I said, you stay hooked up. I will stay hooked up. But you just step in. That's it.
How stable is that platform? Stand on a corner. We're only 4 feet off the ground. You've got a young back. Just kidding. That's pretty stable.
I mean, it's quiet too.
It is.
Very quiet. Not a lot of clanging. So we would, at this point, you would take your safety harness, hook it to the tree, and then you're in the spot, and you can shoot. Very comfortable. I mean, the saddle was nice, but this is very comfortable.
How would you rate comfort on the lock-on and the saddle? Which one's more comfortable?
If the lock-on is a 10, I'd probably give the saddle maybe a 7.5 to 8.
Okay.
So pretty solid. Again, I never spent a lot of time in them, just how it feels on your hips and pressure and stuff like that. With this, there really is no pressure.
Comfort-wise, lock-on gets the nod.
It's nice, pretty quick. I mean, if you got it squared away and you can shoot,
All right, what kind of shootability do we have up there as compared to the saddle?
The only downside with shooting is you can't shoot behind you. That's really the only downside. You can't shoot past this tree. With a compound, you might could, and I'm sure people could with a compound if you're standing up straight like this. But I mean, either way, it's very hard to shoot directly behind you. That's really the only downside. How I set this up is usually I set up on a trail. I want deer to walk past me, have the tree back to my side, and I can shoot.
You're right-handed. You want your left side open, so that's your field of fire.
If this was a hunting situation with the lock on, you're going to be facing away from where you want the deer to come from.
Mm-hmm.
With the saddle, you would be facing them, so that you can use the tree to kind of get behind and hide and stuff like that. With this, I would hopefully the idea would be the deer coming from this direction, walk past me, I get a quarter away shot on either side.
Okay.
So we'll go for the same lead.
All right, let me look. This is a Millennium.
Mm-hmm.
Let me look at the back. So this thing is just the male end, and it goes into the female end that I could transport that. I could have 4 or 5 of those on different trees.
And I have to own one stand. So pretty nice. I mean, very compact.
That weighed 5 pounds maybe.
Maybe. I mean, goes on your back. Pretty cool.
I like
A
it.
lot nicer than what we grew up with.
Yeah,
sure.
no
What
doubt.
I grew up with and what you grew up with.
Well, I grew up with a board between 2 limbs,
That's
so way
SpaceX
nicer.
compared to boards.
Absolutely. All right, last on the docket, we got the Lone Wolf Climber.
This one I have a lot of experience with, so I'll have to get through this one slow.
And you didn't leave anything at home.
Not on this one.
All right, that's good.
So
How heavy is that Lone Wolf?
I think it's 14 pounds.
Okay,
We
14
can look it up
pounds.
after, but I'm pretty sure it's close to. It's north of 10.
All right, let's say it's 14 to 15 pounds. So you've walked it in. How hard is it to get on the tree?
So, how I'll do is I'll have them both attached to each other with one bungee cord that comes around and wraps them together. It is very portable, and I have these straps right here that go on my back. So you're gonna do these little things, tighten them back down. What I do is I open up one side, I grip it here. You want it angled pretty well up, because as the tree gets skinnier, the platform is going to level out. So that's one side. Same thing with the other. I'll do both of these.
That has a fishnet type seat.
Yeah, this is an aftermarket seat. It's called a silent seat. I think you can buy them about $40, $50. Somebody who has enough time or don't want to spend the money, I'm sure you could make something out of this with some rope.
It looks pretty comfortable. It reminds me of the old man stand back when it had the net seat.
So we're here on this one. Now how I do it, I set that one high, pull up into it. So you'll set here. This needs to be a little bit tighter. So I lock it. They had these foot grooves that you can put in. I didn't like them. I just stick my feet in between this. And the hardest part of climbing with these is the bottom, because it's set at such a tight angle, everything's so sharp.
Mm-hmm.
The higher you go, the easier it gets, and it's pretty dang quiet.
Yeah, that's some type of rubber on the back of that. Let me
Yep.
get a close-up of that.
Yep.
Okay, that's some type of rubber, so it's
With
tough.
metal, it's got metal inside.
Metal inside, like steel belted radial.
Yep. So you set this, and that's it for the climber.
Alright, climb time.
Probably way quicker if you got a straight tree. Without the sticks, I'd say I know I can be up 25 to 30 feet in maybe 2 to 3 minutes. No joke.
Right. Alright, so we're looking at about 10, 15 to 20 if you're a novice on the tree saddle.
Yep. Probably close to this, maybe a little bit shorter with the lock on.
I would say about a little shorter maybe because of that receptacle. So our quickest so far has been the climber.
Absolutely.
And it is very portable.
On the downside is finding a good tree, which if you have a spot that you have one pegged, you may not have a tree in there. As opposed with the lock on and the saddle, you can really climb about anything. Now,
Lock on saddle limbs don't matter.
nope.
But that climber, it's got to be straight, and it's got to be something that's going to bite into the bark
Yep.
for you to safely climb.
I would not climb hickories or any kind of I wouldn't climb an oak tree, or I mean you could probably get away with white oaks. I would not climb a hickory with this thing.
No,
I've
I
had a
wouldn't
slide
either.
on me. I've had a lot of bad stuff happen.
Yeah, me too. All right. Right now, you've climbed all three, you've hunted all three. If you had to cast your vote for which one's the most portable, the best price point, and the easiest to use and shoot out of, what would it be?
I'm saying I'm probably voting the lock on as of right now.
Okay.
I'd probably say the lock on. I don't have a lot of experience with the saddle, but I mean, like I said, we have a lot of experience hunting, and I would say the lock on. If I had only, if you were going to give me, of all these three tools, you were going to give me one, it'd probably be that.
Okay. Now, never thought I would say this because I'm a ladder. Usually I hunt out of lock-ons, but it is a pain for me to put it. After looking at the stuff, and I hunt out of a climber a whole lot, if I had to cast vote, if I could only get one, looking at today's modern equipment with the receptacle, how light it was, I'd go lock-on. Hope y'all have enjoyed the review. We appreciate you watching. Tune us in next time, and hey, we're about 2.5, 3 weeks away from actually deer hunting. If you want to get out and get eaten by mosquitoes, which I'm still a little on the fence. See y'all next time. Thank you.